Hello, Randy Rain here, and I know I've done a lot of videos on the SpotBot, but this one is completely complete. This is
Randy Robot Garage.
So yes, I'm doing a SpotBot again, but this one has the original box, the original instructions, both ears are there. Most of the time the ears are missing. I have everything. It's just completely dirty. It's not working. The battery terminals look good, but of course the wheels are no good. So this one's got to be fixed up, and it's going on eBay. So let me get started. Little stickers coming off, but I can't believe both ears are still there. That's pretty rare. Start at the bottom. These pieces come off. The legs are in two parts. They say right and left, or R and L on them, so not too hard to get back together. And the wheels come out. Yeah, the rubber's not any good on it. It's possible for this to come out depending on where it's at. I'm going to go ahead and take this top part off. Now these can come off. This is the programming wheel. This is what activates everything. This outer gear right here is what turns this, which is what does the head inside here. You've got little ramps here, and they push this down. This that moves this. And there's this, which is the sound. Here are these outside. This is for this. And then this inside, that's the sound. This ramp here is pushing this down. That's driving the wheels down below. And this is the power coming into it, turning the whole thing. You got some springs. And just come off. Okay, so the motor is coming out and it's turning this, which is a crown gear, which has a little fine gear here, which is making the sound when this is pushed onto it. But then it also has this gear, which turns this gear. So we've reduced down the speed, and now this gear is the one that rides up and down on that big long gear right there. And you can see it's either going to connect this one or not. Now it does, now it doesn't. So that's what that's doing. And this is the one that's driving the wheel below. So you can see when it's up, it's actually connected here. When it's there, it's connected there to there. So it goes the other direction. So it's reversing, basically. But this gear is also turning this one, which turns this one. And that is the one that's turning, that right there, turns this. So this is riding in like this. This is just a gear getting to it. But it has this little thing down here, which is the tail wagging. This one out of the way. And there's a spring. Let's move that for a second. This down here, as this spins, but when this has some friction, you can see that when I push down on this spring, it gives enough friction so this thing wags its tail. But if I stop it, you know, it's for kids, and so if they stop it, we got a bunch of gears. This guy comes out. We've got a spring that wants to fly away. And this thing can come out. This can actually come out. I guess all that can come out too. If you hold it, it spins the wheel. And of course, it will also turn it too. That's the bump and go part of it. I'm going to leave that connected. You can take these out though. This can come out. Like that. This can come out, I think. And down to here, which this thing always has a big gear on it. I don't know why this one doesn't work. Let's see what happens with the battery. Okay, that's on. Alright, let's give it a little help here. That's weird. There's the switch. It's not the motor, it's the switch. Step one is to get it all apart. That means the electronics as well. We can just open this little switch right up. That didn't look bad. It looks just fine. Let's look in the motor then. I don't like these. Little WD-40. Now just some 3-in-1 oil. I get messages all the time asking me, where do you get new motors? And honestly, I've never needed a new motor. I've got everything cleaned up, which is one of my favorite parts. This can go back. Well, that works. Go ahead and put this part back. Alright, once you get this piece in, you can go ahead and get this piece in. This is a little tricky piece. So this gear turns this black thing right here, and there's a gear that's connecting here. Make sure this is all the way here, and then you're going to want the end of these teeth here going on there. So if you get it under here, you want the back end of the teeth just to ride onto there like that, so that when you move it, it does that. Because the spring is going to hold it this way. The spring goes on here like that, so it keeps it straight. Then when it wants to turn it, it'll pull it like that. Which then this is the thing that's pushing it. Now you can go ahead and put this tail on. Put the piece that connects the tail to the arm here. Then this spring can go in. You can put this spring in there. The crown gear goes to the motor gear. Then there's the gear that has the long one that this one's going to ride up on. Tuck it under there so that can go like that. This is the one that it can connect to reverse, like that. Here's this gear that moves the tail. And this one connects there to go up top. Then you can fit this thing in, and it goes on top of that spring like that. And now this can all go on top. Get everybody lined up. There's two sets of screws here. There's some longer ones and shorter ones. The longer ones, well, they're going to go here in the longer post. One here for the tail. And the other one here for this guy. Then the other ones just get the regular size screws. Now this spring connects to here. Now you can see that there is a screw post here, but mine didn't have it, so it might have been something later. Yours might have this, and then later on they decide, you know what, there doesn't need to be one there. We can save some money. Now if you notice, if I turn it on, the tail is making the sound. But then there's also a thing that makes the sound here as well. If I put this back, make sure this ridge is here, put the gears on the back side here, kind of pull that sound out, and then put this in on the flat spot at the same time. Like that. Then this can go on. Then this uses the little small screw. Now if we turn it on, oh, I see. Okay, so the little gear that's making this thing flitter, that's the and then this is just moving it in or out. So when it moves it in, it's going to allow that one to go with it, and then it's just going to pull it away to turn it completely off. Now to take this apart, I'm just going to go ahead and peel this right off and work on getting that back on there some other way, because you got to get into here using just a screwdriver like that. That gets you to a screw. And so there's a spring here and the gear, and then this is all one little piece. Go ahead and pop these ears off. Original ears. That just comes off. There's a spring inside there. Pop this off. And there's that spring. And go give this thing a proper cleaning. Wow, what a difference just a good washing does. The spring goes back there. That goes in like that. This goes in like that. And this goes in here. And as this thing spins, it's got this little nubby there on the end of it, which is what makes it go back and forth as it rides in this little thing right here. But if you try to stop the head, it will just go past it. So that goes in like that. Now if I spin this, the little head moves back and forth. But if I try to force it, it's fine. Brown goes there. And this, it can only go one way because of the little notch. Slide that in. And there, he's back together. The ears can go back, the original ears. And look how good that looks. So these tires are gone. You can actually use O-rings on these things. They work. But I think I'm going to make some actual real tires for these. But let's see what I can do about making some really good ones. I used my resin printer that just got working again after I messed it all up to print some tires. And they even have little ridges around the edge. Here's my front tire. And now we add silicone. I'm using the bombs away method, getting really high up and dropping it into a really fine stream. Alright, I will put it in the vacuum chamber just for a little bit. Alright, I'm going to be using this stuff right here, tinted just a little bit. This is a little slot that little peg slides on the wheel. And then these get slotted into here. I almost forgot the SpotBot sticker. And really, I mean, just some sort of spray adhesive is the only thing that's going to work. So you'd be hard-pressed to find a SpotBot in better condition with the box and the instructions. That's pretty rare. So, you ready to see it in action? Well, I followed the instructions. Here we go. So wouldn't you like this little guy? Well, it's on eBay right now, but I'm not giving it away. So if you'd like to help out the channel and get a SpotBot with the box and instructions in almost mint condition, well, go check the link below, throw down a bid, help the channel. Anyway, if you like this video, I sure would appreciate a thumbs up. If you want to see more, of course, hit the subscribe button. I'd like to thank these people right here. These are patrons. These are the people bringing you this magnificent SpotBot. The pristine SpotBot, both ears, everything. These people brought it to you, so I thank them so very, very much, and you should too. And if you'd like to become one of these great people, of course, there's a link and all that stuff down below. Anyway, there it is. Go check eBay. A beautiful SpotBot. That was
Robot Garage.